I'm working inside this house.
As a labor.
As a laborer, as a worker.
Describe to us what happened.
Around 11:30 in the night, we are 5 number waiting inside this building. We are 5. So me and this boy were sleeping together for the same place. We sleep together. So when the building collapsed, we just say everything just making noise. So the thing they drop, they go down. So later on, we begin to hear voice. We hear people voice for the other side. So we now begin to come outside. As I come out as first, now I'm the one who come outside first for inside the building. I hear my brother, I hear this boy name, my voice. I call and say, how far? Say, are you okay? Say, okay. Yeah, come outside, let's go. So as we come out now, there's one dancing, one place they open. So from there we receive this light. So from that light, so they follow the light, they go straight. Before you reach that place, so people don't already there already. People there already. So as we reach that place, so you come outside, they begin to carry us one by one. So carry us come outside. Later on, we meet all those women and men around this area. So then they with us, they begin to call police. Even though they won't carry us go hospital before, they say no. Until when police, when they hear, make police just come first before they carry us go hospital, because they don't want anything problem. It's okay.
So when the police and the rescue team arrive, about what time?
The police people will come around after 12.
Midnight?
Yes, after 12 midnight. They come around after 12. So from there, all those police pick us. So they carry us go hospital. They carry us almost about, we are 4. Number when they carry go hospital. So when they reach hospital, around 4 o'clock, they bring another person again, we say Tyler. They bring the person come again.
We just finished prayer around 8. So we sit down, we are gisting. So anything 10. So I should go and sleep. So I went to sleep. Just 1 hour to 2 hours. I just see the building sound. I went out to see what happened. I can't see dust covering. I just moved. All the place has blocked. So one of our neighbor come assist me. That's what I did.
So waiting, anything do you?
I just hit from hand and here with my legs. Look at.
Okay. So you know anybody when they inside the house?
Yes.
Who they inside the house where you know?
Baba.
Baba? Who is Baba to you?
He's my father.
Oh, he's your father. Waiting be in duty for him?
Security.
He's a security man. So apart from Baba, who dey for that house again?
And one engineer like this.
One engineer?
Yes, they do aluminium work.
Okay, people they do the frame for the glass?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, this building, normally as architects, whenever we see buildings being constructed, we're always curious at what is the function of the building. We always look at the building and say, okay, how many materials they use for the building? Are they meeting up requirements? And there's a lot of things that did not sit right with this building. For one, the columns that they use for this building, being a high-rise building, was a very thin column. Normally, columns are meant to be more than 600 millimeters for a high-rise building, but these ones were very thin columns. Even the rods they use, the reinforcement rods, they're just 12 mm, and normally it's meant to be the standard of 16 mm. So there were a lot of things that were not right with this, and I feel like they are building regulatory bodies that are meant to check things like this, but I think things were not being done like that because the building was allowed to be completed and this kind of thing happens. And I know that there are many other buildings in this Kubwa that are going to fall victim because of this kind of standard. When you look at it, it does not look standard enough. What if they launch the building and people were already inside? It goes against all architectural practices I've ever seen.
It was around 11:25 p.m. last night when we heard some huge noise. So we rushed out. The whole place was full of dust. So we tried to we tried to look around to know what is happening. I will now discover that the building behind us has collapsed. Then we rushed in to see if there are some survivors. So lucky enough, we were able to rescue 2 persons yesterday. Yeah, the 3rd person was rescued around 4 a.m. this morning. Was not part of those who are rescued. That's around 11 o'clock yesterday when the building collapsed. Because after we rescued them, we keep on searching till this morning when we find the 3rd person and he was rescued. So he was taken to the hospital. Yeah, they are critically injured. The other, one of them could not walk yesterday. So we called the emergency line and the police came in with a member of the NEMA yesterday night. So around after 12, they took them to the hospital yesterday night. But the 3rd person that was rescued this morning was taken by individual to the hospital.
From my field officers that the building has been here, they inherited it because they made the building on ground. So, but we are going to do further investigation to see what could have been the reason why the structure collapsed. And not only the collapsed building, any other structure, particularly story buildings here, we have to do some investigation and find out what could have been the reason that caused this one and what is the integrity level of the existing structures, so as to be proactive and to prevent any unfortunate incident that may occur.
Is the engineer on site, is he a registered engineer or is he a quack? These are things that we are going to subject to proper investigation, and we'll make sure that we definitely dig to the root of this matter. And usually whenever things like this happen, in Abuja we have already stated that any plot, any development that is very old, we subject it to integrity tests. All the buildings around this place, it's not because now we have started. It is ongoing. We are going to subject all the buildings around this area. You know, Kubwa is a satellite town, not within the FCT, not within the city. So there are so many important stakeholders that are in charge of developments here in Kubwa. So all of them, we put them together under the Abuja Multimodal Marine Council and make sure that we dig into the root of this matter.
So two quick questions, sir. Firstly, what is the fate of this engineer? And then secondly, we'll be having series of these collapses in and around the country.
The fate of all these engineers lie with his professional body. If he's a quack or if he's cutting corners, his professional body has a way of dealing with all these type of engineers. So building collapse, at times, so many factors lead to building collapse. Not only the cutting of the corners, not only at times there could be natural factors. At times you will find earth tremor, movement. Now around this Abuja, around Mpapi, at times you have this movement, though it's not always, it's not frequently. So right now we cannot say which is which. Is it natural? But usually the major issue are using quacks for supervision of development sites like this.
So in terms of enforcement, what should be done? Because these things have been occurring. What should be done in terms of enforcement?
Building collapse doesn't occur only in Abuja. It is worldwide. So whatever happens is that it all depends on the diligence that is ongoing. The authority, the developer, and the community, all of them have stake in making sure that we have a very safe environment. So everybody is going to be involved. If there is a fault, we dig and make sure that we get information from all the concerned persons. So far, that's what we can tell you for now. And we are doing our best to make sure we rescue this life.
Your name?